Hey everybody, and welcome back to the channel. I hope that you're all having a wonderful day today. I hope that, well, I know I enjoyed my break. I know many of you probably didn't have a break. Y'all might be adults. You're like, "E, we don't get breaks here." Look, I was in school. Well, technically, I didn't get a break either because I still got to work, right? So I'm with y'all guys, all right? But for the youngins out there, I hope y'all enjoyed your break. If you already had it, I hope you enjoyed it still. And if it's coming up, I hope you enjoy it then. But not to waste any time, today's video is going to be about how to take advantage of our finances, right? Like what are some things we should do. Now, of course, we have gone over some things we should not do, and we have given, tips here and there, but I'm going to be a little bit more specific in this video. So the number one thing that we can do, what I think we should do, is have an emergency fund. If you don't have an emergency fund, get one set up right now. As you're watching this video, I want you to work along with me. You have to pause the video and just get these steps down. I really am serious. Pause the video and be like, okay, emergency fund. All right, well, let me see my bank. Blase, right? And get these things accomplished because it's very important. And even if you could say, hey, I don't really have much money. Okay, all right, let's just say it's just $5. Again, just make it. Even if you don't put anything in it, I want you to have that fund and then start contributing to it. Because here's a fun fact. I think I've told you guys before. But 57% of Americans are unable to, they don't have $1,000 saved up for emergencies. 57% of Americans don't even have $1,000 saved up for emergencies. That is scary. That really is scary because anything can happen in this world, and we're so unprepared. Really, we're unprepared. We don't think of these things. Again, I say a lot on this channel, we want to be conscious. And I want you to be conscious of that fact. 57%, you are a part of that 57%. And now I'm not talking about savings. Now, emergencies and savings are a little bit separate because savings just for general things, right? But we're talking emergencies, something separate from your savings. Something literally dedicated for what ifs. So again, please set up an emergency fund. What I would do is try to get to get to that goal of 1,000. Set a goal to have just $1,000. Alright, nothing too crazy. And just think of it like this. If you just did $100 a month, let's say you're working a regular job. Now, if you're not working, it's a little bit different. Maybe we have to do some chores around the house. It's going to be a lot more difficult if you don't have a job, which is going to get into one of our other points. But we're in the mindset that we do have a job. We want to start contributing, even if it's just $50 a month. Like for me, myself, all I do is $50 a month. Now, if some of you be like, oh, that's not too crazy. Yeah, it's not. I'm not expecting anything crazy happening, but at the same time, I'm saying, okay, let me make the best of this. So $50 each month is going into an emergency fund, and on top of that, to connect to the next point, make sure that your emergency funds, your savings, is in a high yield savings account. For instance, for me, I put my emergency fund in a Discover It online savings account. The current APY is 3.6. All right, I mean, I'm gonna be gaining a lot more interest than I would have if I would have just placed it in my regular bank. So really, not only set up an emergency fund, but make sure your emergency fund and your savings, again, is in a high yield savings account. All you have to do is look up high yield savings account, and it's going to guide you in the right direction. I'm not going to pinpoint you to Discover. If you want to go with Discover, it's good, but there are even other ones with higher yields, okay? But again, make sure it's a fit that, of course, fits you. Don't just pick it just because it has a high percentage rate. Make sure that it makes sense for you, of course. Now, another important thing to do, all right, now we have emergency fund, which is great. I mean, having savings is amazing. You want to have your savings, but what is savings if we're in debt, okay? So really, this could have arguably been the number one thing. It's not in order, but make sure that you're paying off your debt. Even if you say, okay, I'm saving this amount and I'm also paying off towards my debt. Honestly, I would prefer that you focus on paying off your debt first. But even if you're contributing to both, I wouldn't be mad at you. But make sure that whatever you do, that your main priority is getting that debt off first. Whether it's credit cards, a loan, it is so important to get rid of debt because it's really going to hold you down. It's going to keep you in that cycle of just being down and out. So again, it's very important to pay off your debt first. Okay, you ever heard this saying, pay yourself first? Well, pay back first, okay? Before you do anything, before you start paying yourself, make sure you're paying other people back first. You ever imagine you give someone money, right? Say I give you somebody $20, right? And they not paying me back, but then I see them with this, and that. Like, yeah, they paid themselves first, but what about paying me my money back, right? So think of the credit card companies, the loans, pay them back first. because again, that interest is going to kill you. I've said it before, interest is going to absolutely kill you. You're going to end up paying a lot back, all right? A lot more than you originally would have spent if you would have just paid it in full. Okay, that's why I always say pay things in full, guys. But seriously, pay off your debt. It is extremely important. No one wants debt in the first place, and we won't get into what healthy debt is and what isn't, because something like a mortgage, it's a little bit different. That type of debt, again, you got to pay that off, right? Even like for me, right? Technically, I'm in debt right now, technically, because I haven't paid my credit card off yet. But the only reason why I haven't paid my credit card off yet is because I'm just waiting, because my cycle hasn't started yet. So technically, I'm just waiting to see what my statement is, whatever my statement balance is. Then I'm gonna pay it off. So I'm in the clear. I'm good. But don't get confused with that, because some people may see that and say, "Oh, okay, then I'm okay then." No. Okay, even the credit card debt that you think you have a hold of, you think you have control of, don't let it slip by you. Okay. Do not let it slip by you. Make sure that you're paying it all. Make sure that you're focused on it. So as soon as I get paid, guess what I'm doing? First thing I'm doing is paying off my credit cards. First thing I'm doing. Because again, I see it as my money, but again, I'm just waiting to pay it off. Now, kind of what I was getting toward earlier, we can't do any of this stuff I'm talking about. We don't have any income coming in, right? I mean, how am I supposed to get an emergency fund set up, E? How am I supposed to pay off debt? I don't even have a job, E. Well, this is what we want to talk about right now. Get a job. Make sure, even if it's just cutting grass, doing your grandma's laundry, I don't care. Get some source of income, more preferably an actual job, that can actually consistently pay you. But seriously, get a job. That is again, arguably could have been the first step. But really, get a job, get some income so you can start doing these things. Because if you don't have a consistent flow of money coming in, how are you supposed to put a certain amount every month? How are you supposed to pay off debt? You can't. You're going to be stuck. So even when you're young, you're thinking, hey, yeah, I'm 16. Oh, it's hard for me to get a job. Hey, I work at McDonald's. If you got to work at McDonald's, don't be ashamed. That's one thing I want you guys to know for the young cats out there. Don't be ashamed to work a specific job. It is paying you. That is not going to be your career. This is the start. This is the beginning. It is not supposed to be peaches and cream, sunshine and rainbows. No, it's not going to be like that. Okay? This is your first start. This is going to be your first job. So take what you can get. Again, if it's even 7-11, I don't think they hire at 16. But you understand my point. If you have to work a certain place, make sure, of course, that you're safe there. I don't want you working, in dangerous environments. But if it's just a job where you think, oh, I don't really know if I want to work there. Okay, well, how do you plan on making money? Okay, so again, put your pride aside, get a job, make some money. So then what we can do, our emergency fund set up, our savings set up, and a high yield savings account, not our regular bank. Again, a high yield savings account. And then we can start paying off our debt. Again, make sure that you're paying off your debt before you start paying everything else. Alright, now I feel like I've said this in plenty of vids, and I say, track. Well, I'm saying it again. Track your spending, okay? Especially for those when you first get a job and you first getting your money, like, oh my god, I got this money, I got that money. Perfect, but you can easily lose that money if you're not keeping track of it. Again, it could be a spreadsheet, it could be budgeting, whatever it is, make sure that you know and you're conscious of where your money is going and where your money is currently. Okay? If you plan on doing something with the money, make sure you're tracking that down. You're writing it down. Again, it could be on an app on your phone. But make sure, again, that you're conscious of where your money is. It is so easy to get lost in money, or you just think, oh, yeah. And then what do I always say? You look at the end of the week and you're like, man, I thought I had more money. Well, then you probably forgot that you spent money at DoorDash. You went to the mall last Saturday, right? So again, make sure you're tracking these things. All right, money is not going trees. All right, you don't get paid every day. All right, so track your spending, please. You might overspend on something, and you have to kind of relap back and say, all right, let me not spend so much this week. These things are going to help you, because heck, we might make big purchases, and that's okay. I'm not saying you can't make purchases, but you can't make big purchases every day, every week. So if you do make a big purchase one week, say, okay, all right, got that down. Oh, okay, so I know I spent this much, meaning I only have this amount to spend now this next week. So let me, again, be a little bit frugal. All right, as I've said in other vids, be frugal. And again, most importantly, be conscious of the money. That's all I can really say when it comes to that, because I've explained it time and time again. I feel like you guys may be getting tired of me, but yes, track your spending. Again, it does not have to be a budget specifically, but kind of have it be the same philosophy of a budgeting. Okay. So we were just talking about big purchases, right? Which again I said is okay, and I also said, but we can't do it every day. We can't do it every week. So what is another thing that is gonna help you take advantage of finances? Learning to become disciplined. Be disciplined when it comes to your money. Tracking is great, love it, but you could just be tracking bad purchases. Not saying that you just make bad purchases, but you might be making bad purchases, right? So be disciplined. Okay, learn to be disciplined and say, okay, I do want to get this, but I don't need to get this. Maybe let me save this for next month. Maybe let me, because I've said this before, let me wait 30 days. And if I really want it this bad, okay, then I can get it because I have the money saved up for it now after these 30 days. And I just really want it. But again, you still have to say to yourself, but do I really need it? Okay, and I'm not saying you never can buy once. No, that's not what I'm saying. But again, what I always say, be conscious of what you're gonna buy. So again, learning to be disciplined is gonna help you a lot. You're not gonna just impulsively buy things. It's gonna combat impulsiveness when you're disciplined. Okay, really, just think about it like this. You might be going out with somebody and they're like, oh yeah, you should do this, or hey, you should buy that. And you get this impulse, but oh yeah, I should buy that. And again, at the end of the month, now you're looking like, dang, maybe I shouldn't have bought that. But if you're someone who's disappointed, you're like, nah, I'm okay. Maybe next time, you know. And what, you're afraid they're going to judge you or something? Alright, go ahead, you buy it. Matter of fact, buy it for me, right? Again, don't worry about other people. That's not the point, but don't worry about other people. You ain't got nobody to impress. Again, be disciplined when it comes to your money. Do not impulsively buy things. I'm not saying you can never do that. I mean, we're human beings at the end of the day. We're going to sometimes impulsively do things. We're excited about something. It's normal. Even someone who's disciplined is going to do things like that. But just be consistent more in the sense of, hey, maybe every once in a while I'm impulsively about something. But for the most part, I'm well disciplined. I know not to spend money on everything that I want. And again, I'm doing what's best for me. I'm being conscious of my spending. I'm tracking it. I'm budgeting. Whatever makes sense for you again. And again, being disciplined. Now, the next thing I could talk to you guys about is investments, right? Some of you probably expecting, oh, I should invest my money. Or I'm trying to, get ready for retirement. If you're thinking like that, that is amazing. I'm actually very proud of you that you're even thinking of that. Especially for people that are younger age. It is good to start thinking about investing. It is good to start thinking about your retirement. But that's not what I want to talk about. I want to talk about a different type of investing, which is investing your time, your money into learning, okay? Developing new skills, trades, going to college, right? That is going to be so crucial and so important in just climbing that ladder of the finances, right? Just think about it. Yeah, it's good to invest money. You might have a rate, but how are you going to get your earning potential up? How are you going to increase that? It's by learning new skills. When you invest your money, when you invest your time into developing new skills, it could be even just learning a new language. It opens doors for you because not everyone has that skill. There may be someone who they get good returns on their investments, but they're stuck at this position or they're stuck at this job because they don't know how to do anything else. But not only can you invest your money and get good returns, you can also, again, increase your earning potential, make more money throughout your lifetime because, again, you had skills that other people did not have. You learned them at a young age. Heck, you don't have to be young, but you learned them at a certain age and you developed it throughout the years. So, again, of course, it's good to invest your money into, retirement, things like that. But I want you to first think about who you are and how you can develop yourself. And how you can do that by, again, learning new skills. Even purchasing a book, right, that's teaching you something or going over something that's important. I would even say that's a form of investment. Okay? Really take pride in yourself and who you are. And again, develop these skills. If it's something that you want to learn, go out and learn it. If it can have a benefit to you, heck, even if it's not even earning potential. Let's just say I learned how to cook. Even something like that can save me money. I don't have to go out as much because I know how to cook for myself now. Again, think of these skills that would actually benefit you and invest into those things. You don't have to invest into every little skill, but again, just grow conscious of it, think about it, and really apply it to yourself. But Now that we've done that, now let's get into the investing. So take advantage of these tax advantage accounts like your Roth IRA. Now, something like a Roth IRA is already using pre-tax dollars. So please take advantage of that. Of course, I'm not going to get into all the nitty-gritty of it because I've said it before. When it comes to investments, I try to kind of stay within my lane because I do not want to give you guys the wrong information because it is not my biggest strong point. And I'll be honest with you guys, it's not my biggest strong point. But again, as I said before, I know the basics. So for someone who's thinking about it, it's a great way to take advantage of taxes is contributing to a Roth IRA over a traditional, because Roth IRA again is pre-tax dollars, meaning, well, of course you still have to, you can't just take your money out at any age. I forget the specific age. That, I'm sorry guys, you might have to look up. But there is a specific age where you could take your money out, and guess what? You don't get taxed for it. Because again, you already contributed pre-tax dollars. Now, I'm not going to go over what you should invest in. Well, I'll give you some advice, some simple advice that isn't bad, but isn't like, putting you in any direction. Picking index funds that track the S&P is good. Index funds that track the entire market is also good. But again, as I say, it's not my strongest point, so I don't want to send you guys off the wrong direction. There are plenty of other YouTubers who are very informed and know what they're talking about that I would suggest. Someone like, well, I would go to someone like Joshua Mayo. Shout out to Joshua Mayo. He knows what he's talking about on the investment side. But even him, he would tell you kind of what I said, which is invest into skills first, and then kind of get into that side. There are other YouTubers that I just can't really think of in my head. Joshua May was just the first person that came to mind. But but no, seriously though, take advantage of those accounts. It's not just the Roth IRA, by the way. There are other tax advantage accounts. Again, this isn't my strongest lane, so I'm going to keep it simple. Something I know, which is a Roth IRA. That's for your retirement. It's very important to take advantage of that. Start at a young age, young as possible, so you can have more accumulated money. And again, make sure not only that you're contributing to Roth IRA, you actually do have to purchase stocks. That's why I said something tracking the S&P is very smart. It's kind of your best odds. Don't try beating the market, guys. I mean, you can take that risk if you want, but I would not advise it. But again, I'm not a financial advisor, so take everything I say with a grain of salt, please. All right, I don't want to steer anybody in the wrong direction. I do have the best interest for you, but there are certain things that work for people that may not work for others, and I'll just be honest with that. But that's it for the vid. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed. Please, as I always say, share with people. If you got anything from it, share. Spread the knowledge. I love spreading the knowledge. Also, another thing, please comment. I know you was thinking like Instagram. No, please comment down. Just anything. Just saying, hey, okay, it's good for the algorithm, all right? Try and get the vids out. You want to see me more, don't you? All right, so start commenting. Of course, you got to like and subscribe, so like and subscribe for me. But anyway, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, a great rest of your week, and peace out.